Hey kid, you want immortality? I got immortality. You can have it if you want. It's actually kind of cheap, so just take it for free, will you?
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no.
There is this kind of unspoken rule in the Ruina community that stealth equals cheating, and I think it is easy to spot why. First and foremost, why do people call it stealth? It's called untargetable, but that's a mouthful, so I'll just keep calling it stealth. More importantly, what is a stealth? So you know how you can't target some enemies, like Snow White's apple for example? It's basically that. Enemies just cannot target pages on you. However, you can still redirect, and counters will still activate when you try a one-sided attack. There are certain cases, like Silent Orchestra still hitting you in stealth, but I am underqualified to talk about that. You're also not immune to passives, like Zhao's burn thingy. And one last thing, even your own librarians can't target people that are inside stealth. This mainly concerns Yan's buff pages or baptism. Or Big Bird's gimmick, because I had sentinels in a randomizer once. Another quirk of stealth is that if the only person alive on your team has stealth, enemies just can't play pages at all. This results in some pretty funky situations. Due to how powerful this buff is, only a few select Abno pages have it. So let's talk about those.
Happy birthday of summer, Squidward!
The earliest stealth in the game that you can acquire is from Alrion on Netzach's floor. Spring's Genesis is a notoriously busted page that lets you easily just keep infinite stealth. In case your reading comprehension is that of a gacha player, let me dumb it down for you. Once you equip Spring's Genesis on somebody, a random enemy will have a pedal status effect on them. If the character holding Spring's Genesis attacks the character who holds pedal 4 times, all characters, including your own allies, will take some stagger damage and you will go into stealth. From there on, all you have to do is just slap an enemy 4 times and then you win. There is a scenario where you kill the person holding the pedal before you get your 4th hit off and you fail to go into stealth. But that's what Laughing Powder and Flower Petals are for. Surviving a single turn with those is fairly easy. To counter Spring's Genesis stagger damage, all you have to do is slap Mind Hauler on your nugget and you're good to go. You can also use Great Serpent's Impact, Confrontation or Sharp Nails, but you didn't get that from me. But most likely your deck will just be 3 unlocks and just a bunch of cheap page draws. Spring's Genesis is particularly really good because on Netzach's floor the stars just really align for it to be brute forced. Meaning that even though it's a tier 3 page, the setup to getting there is piss easy.
Why is my body doing this thing? I'm like a puppet on a string.
Jaehoon has a passive that allows him to give strings to an ally. While somebody has strings attached, they cannot die from normal attacks or status effects. However, the string effect is removed if your nugget is at 1 HP at the start of the scene. We can abuse this to make an immortal punching bag. All we have to do to achieve this is make sure that our target is not at 1 HP at the end of the scene. This can be done by using Health Holder or Tendon Cords, or well, pretty much any other way of HP gain. Playing your pages correctly, you can combine Matchlight and Loyalty to make Malchus Floor roll into triple digits. I highly suggest you check out this Black Silence clear by Rip Cooley. Now for Spring's Genesis, it doesn't really matter because you only need one guy to be alive to be in the loop. What it does mean though is that both the Philosophy and the Religion floor can also do Immortality loops. This one is a bit more complicated and strategical, so let me go through the basics. The Strings guy will get staggered a lot. As such, using Health Hauler is a bit inconsistent. To fix that, we use Tendon Cords after every single attack hit the Strings guy to heal him back up. When Strings guy isn't being staggered, he can help redirect some of the slower dice the enemy have by either stacking plenty of haste or having the strongest equipped. Counters are the absolute bane of this build. Mainly because they counter Tendon Cords. Personally, I like running nuclear-powered brace-ups to deal with them. And if that doesn't work, just actually play the game, man. The Floor Philosophy can redirect attacks by using Big Eyes. There's also some other tools that you can use for your sustain. Small Beak can give your Strings guy infinite light because it doesn't remove red strings. Tilted Scale can replace Tendon Cords to some degree, but in honesty just use them in conjunction. Peace helps Strings guy to not get staggered instantly. Or you could go into a winning beast endgame. Really funny. The Floor of Religion can also do this with Sentinels. I don't know why you would use Sentinels, but sure, go ahead, be my guest. Seriously, if you're using Hogma's Floor, just start one-shotting enemies with the 13th Toll. You're not sticking around until emotion level 5 for that. If you want to experience an actual competent person using this strategy, check out this Nocturne Office clear by No Machine. Claws of Savagery is the single most broken Abno page in the entire game. Unless modded fights just straight up remove stealth as a mechanic, Claws of Savagery rules supreme over everything. Talking about the strongest strategy in Ruina is kind of a lost cause because there's so many different ways to break the game, but I personally believe that Claws of Savagery is so broken that nothing comes close. The basic idea is that you take 25% of your max HP as damage as seen, heal it back up, and then take it again while in stealth. Let me make the story short. Pure Stance PT, Now Die, Brace Up, Ominous Power, Bottom Deal, Health Hauler. Pure Stance PT applies double status effects, so you're inflicting 10 bleed onto yourself. You need 26 damage in order to activate Claws of Savagery, which means all you need to do is roll 4 offensive dice. So your average turn will look something like this. Play 1 Ominous Power, Now Die, and 2 Brace Ups. This method needs at least 3 speed dice to work, but you can also use Unlock, which can activate it earlier. But personally I like to use Brace Up strats instead because, it's even more brain dead. Now for HP recovery. Thankfully, the Flow of Language isn't exactly shy of those resources. The obvious one is Vampirism. Claws of Savagery already inflicts bleed, so you don't even need to bring bleed yourself. However, if you're having trouble getting Vampirism, because it's a positive emotion coin page, you can also opt in to use Blood Fiendish or Best Choice. This doesn't give you perfect sustain, but it's very easy to go into Absorption and from there on into Hello. Hello basically means you have unlimited health at your disposal unless you're fighting a boss that specifically takes no damage for some reason. Oh yeah, and you have Mountain of Corpses. So getting into the phase where enemies can't play pages is even easier. So where does this get us? Claws of Savagery is kind of inverted Spring's Genesis. While Spring's Genesis is usually a brute forcing to get to emotion level 5, Claws of Savagery allows you to go invincible at around scene 3. For the record, Claws of Savagery can easily do some of the hardest solos in the game. And also, did I mention that Claws of Savagery's activation persists in between acts, meaning that you don't even need a setup turn if you got it in the last act? What the fuck were they cooking? There is one more activation method to Claws of Savagery that I cannot go without mentioning. Check this bad boy out. Rip Space deals 20 damage to yourself when you fail it. And if you don't have any charge, you will always fail it. So what you do is you clone Rip Space and then just, And this works at the cost of dealing real life white damage to me. The suffering may be infinite, but at least it's entertaining. Anyway, that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!